Hello bookworms, it's Jade from Bedtime Bookworm and welcome back to my channel. Today is the start of another reading vlog. So today is May 20th and the last time I filmed a clip for a reading vlog was on April 29th. So it has been exactly 3 weeks since my last reading vlog, and that one was a one check-in reading vlog, and I think I'm gonna make this one a one check-in reading vlog. Man, time has just been flying lately. I've had so much going on. So I think for this reading vlog, I'm gonna start with just a little chit-chatty life update, let you know what I've been up to and why I've been so busy. I'll throw in a few life clips that I took, definitely not a lot, but I have a few. And then we'll get into the books, the book update after that, because I do have a decent amount of book stuff to update you on. I mean, I would hope so. It's been 3 weeks since I checked in with you guys. So real quick life updates and why I've been so busy. Honestly, I've just had a lot going on. Obviously, a lot of it is baby related. If you don't know, I am currently pregnant. I am, as of right now, 29 and a few days, 29 and a half weeks, I guess. My world is definitely being centered around this pregnancy right now. I've been doing my best to be active. I've been trying to walk a mile almost every day. I've been doing a lot of prenatal yoga. I try to do that almost every day. I'm not perfect. I definitely don't get it in every day, but I try. I have been nesting like crazy. I just have so many things around the house that I want to get done. We've been buying furniture, moving furniture. I've been organizing baby clothes. I've just been wanting to do all this house stuff, which is really not like me. I'm very much not into cleaning and organizing, but something about being pregnant, I guess, it's making me want to do those things. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. I recently started a childbirth education class. For those of you who are curious, I'm doing the Hypno Babies course. I'm not gonna talk about that too much here, but that is kind of time consuming. I have to spend, I don't know, an hour and a half to 2 hours doing stuff for that almost every day. So between that and working out, walking and stretching every day, I've been really busy and I feel like I haven't been reading that much, but I have been making progress on books. Anyways, I did film a second trimester update video that I haven't edited yet because it was really long. I might end up having to split that up into 2 videos again, like I did for the first trimester one, because not only is it really long, after I filmed it, realized I forgot a few things. So that's coming for those of you who are interested. I know most of you aren't, but it might be a little while for me to get it edited because I've got to do some work on it. What else? Oh, Mother's Day was recently, a couple of weeks ago, when we had a bunch of family stuff, and the week after, or the weekend after Mother's Day, my dad graduated with a double master's from grad school, and he had a graduation ceremony, so there was just a couple weekends with family things. So between baby stuff, trying to be active and healthy, and spending time with family who, we haven't spent a lot of time with over the last year and a half. Now most of us, I'm not sure, we're pretty much all vaccinated, so we're finally able to see each other again, which has been really nice. So that's kind of what I've been up to life update wise and why I've been so busy. I have to admit that making videos has definitely fallen down my priority list. I definitely don't plan to completely stop, but you'll just have to forgive me if things slow down around here. It's just not super high on my priority list right now because I'm just all about this baby that's coming, which hopefully you guys can understand. But I do love my booktube channel, so I don't plan to let it go completely. At least I hope not. Okay, so now I will insert some life clips. I don't have a lot, but I have a few, and then I will give you my book update. Okay, reading update. So since I ended my last vlog, I finished a couple of things. I guess the first thing I should tell you about is the one thing that I already discussed in my April reading wrap up, and that is The Haunting of Tramcar 15 by P. Djeli Clark. It is a novella. It was a 3-hour audiobook, so I squeezed that in at the end of April. I will link my April wrap up if you want more thorough thoughts on it, but basically that's an adult urban fantasy that is the second installment in the Dead Djinn series. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a little bit more than the short story that I read that came before it, just mostly because it was a little bit longer. But the takeaway point about that book and the series so far is that I think the world building is really cool. It's like set in a little bit of a historical Cairo. It's also, I think, a little steampunky. The first one was like a murder mystery, and this one was also a mystery, but it was a mystery surrounding a haunting of a tram car and trying to figure out why it was haunted and where the thing that is haunting it came from. And I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'm very much looking forward to the novel that is out now that comes after that novella. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you my thoughts on that novel soon. I haven't started it yet, but I need to read it soon. Okay, so the next thing that I finished that I was in the middle of in my last reading vlog is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I finished this in early May, so it was not in my April reading wrap up. So I'm excited to tell you about my final thoughts on it. This was the shelf space book for April, and I did a live show with Jessie May. It's over on her channel, and I will link it for you guys. There is like a 20-minute spoiler-free part, and then we get into spoilers for the book. But I ended up giving this book 4 stars. It's definitely more of like a 4.5 that I rounded down. What I was saying in my last vlog was that it was off to a really good start, and then like 25% in, I started feeling a little hesitant about it. Once I hit the 50% mark, my enjoyment went way up and I got way more excited about it. Basically, something is revealed at the 50% mark that is like one of my bookish buzzwords, and I was just like totally hooked from that point. So I ended up really enjoying it, but it definitely wasn't perfect, and I didn't feel like I could give it 5 stars, but I really enjoyed it. So 4.5 that I rounded down to 4. I think in my last reading vlog I said that it was reminding me of Wheel of Time, which it's often compared to. Also a little bit of like Sword of Truth by Terry Goodkind. I still kind of stand by that, but I also want to throw in a third popular fantasy series, and that is the Brent Weeks series, the Lightbringer series, except without all of the weird like male gaze misogyny stuff. But the Brent Weeks books, which I've read 3 out of the 5 of that series, he does a lot of like twists and turns and surprises and shocking moments sort of thing, and The Shadow of What Was Lost definitely had that aspect in it. And I said in my last reading vlog that at times it was starting to feel like a little too much, but I don't know, in the end I ended up really enjoying all of those surprises and twists and turns, and it was a lot of fun. I had so much fun reading that book, and then the live show, actually like discussing it with Jessie, and we talked about some of the shocking moments, just got me all like hyped up again for the book and reminded me how much fun it was. So I'm definitely going to be continuing on in the series. A lot of people say that the series as a whole is really good, or that it, you know, gets better with each book sort of thing. So I'm very much looking forward to continuing, and I had so much fun with that book. I definitely really enjoyed it. Definitely not perfect. There were things about it that I didn't like love, but there was a lot that I really liked, and so I would recommend it. And then another book that I have finished since my last check-in that I haven't mentioned before is Drop the Ball by Tiffany Dufu. This is a nonfiction book, not something that I would typically pick up. It's a self-help book. I read this for my work book club, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I think that I picked up a few good tips from it, but also at the same time, the main character, it's a memoir, the main character, the woman who wrote the book, there was a lot of things that I like did not relate to her on. She has like a very high-powered career. Both her and her husband have really like demanding jobs, and it's kind of about trying to juggle being a parent when you have a job like that, and trying to find places to sacrifice things or like drop balls that maybe are okay to drop sort of thing. And while I felt like I picked up a few like tips from it, there were a lot of things that I just they aren't things that I would do or things that I would have to worry about. She does a lot of outsourcing of like childcare or things that need to be done around the house that I just probably wouldn't do. And so I didn't find her super relatable, but I still thought it was an interesting book and had some interesting perspective. So I ended up giving it 4 stars. Definitely not something that I love, and I can't say I would recommend it to a ton of people. I mean, I think if you're a new mom, a working mom, maybe you could learn some things from it, but like I said, she just has a very different lifestyle than I do. Like, 2 high earning parents who really prioritize their jobs. I wouldn't say over their family, but like up there with their family, and that's just not my jam. So some people might find that relatable and helpful, but I can't say I recommend it to everybody because it definitely wasn't relatable to me. Okay, so then moving on to the things that I'm still reading. I have made no progress in The Toll by Neil Shusterman. I wanted to finish that before the end of May, and I don't know if that's going to happen. I have 10 days left. I'm going to try to make it happen, but it's just been on pause for a while. It's a book that I am buddy reading with my husband, and we just haven't been prioritizing it. So we'll see if that happens before the end of the month, but who knows. And then the other thing that I was reading in the last vlog that I am still reading is Mad Ship by Robin Hobb, which is the second book in the Life Ship Traders series. I was about, I don't know, like 10, 12, 15% through it in my last check-in. I did put it on pause for a little bit while I finished up Shadow of What Was Lost because I needed to finish that before the Shelf Space book club. But now Mad Ship is once again basically my priority. That and the other book that I'm reading. I'm now 45% of the way through it, and I'm still really enjoying it. I can't decide if I'm enjoying it more or less than the first book. At this point, they're pretty similar, I think. They are fairly like slow moving, but there's some political stuff going on that I find really intriguing, and just the characters. That's, you know, Robin Hobb's biggest strength, I think, is her characters, and I love them all. I hate some of them, but they keep me hooked and intrigued in what's going to happen. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that one and looking forward to finishing it before the end of the month. And then the last thing that I am currently reading is an advanced reader copy. I am buddy reading Survive the Night by Riley Sager with my friend Rachel from the Shades of Orange. We have buddy read many Riley Sager books together before, and they are just so fun to buddy read. It's an adult thriller. They're so fun to buddy read because they're full of like twists and turns and surprises, and Riley Sager, he just crafts such a fun story where you like never know what's really going on, and you have so many like red herrings and things like that, and they're really fun to buddy read, and she and I have been buddy reading a bunch of them, or like we have in the past. And this is his newest book that's coming out this summer. It's not out until the end of July, and I am currently, I think, like 45% of the way through it, and I'm really enjoying it. I have to say the first 25% I was a little skeptical because there were things that seemed like super obvious. I was telling Rachel this. There are some things that seemed really obvious, and I was like, if this is what's going on, like, that's a boring story, but at the same time, like, that's not how Riley Sager writes his books, so I'm skeptical that that is, like, the obvious thing is what's going on. But I gotta say, like, at this point in the story, like, almost 50% in, I have no idea what's going on. Like, things keep changing. Things are changing a lot, and I think that for some people that might be a miss because it might be too flip-floppy or, like, you know, too much changing of what's going on, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I didn't say what it was about. But basically, the main character, her name is Charlie. She's kind of an interesting character. I feel like Riley Sager always has really interesting female characters, but she is obsessed with movies. She's got a little bit of like an unreliable narrator thing going on because sometimes she like sees movies in her head is what she calls it, but she like sees things that aren't really there. And she also has a bit of a tragic past. Her parents died in a car crash when she was like younger. More recently, her roommate and best friend was murdered by a serial killer. So she is trying to go back home to take a break from college because she's still dealing with the trauma from her best friend being murdered. But she also doesn't drive because her parents died in a car crash. So she gets a ride with a stranger who might be a serial killer. And, you know, as the name of the book suggests, Survive the Night, the story takes place over one night when she's like a passenger in this guy's car, and I guess I'm gonna find out if she survives the night or not. But so far, it's a lot of fun. I was a little skeptical at first, but it's definitely grown on me since I was feeling skeptical, and I am really excited to see what ends up happening, because Riley Sager, every time I've read one of his books, the ending has always surprised me. And this one, it just seems like some things are so obvious that I'm just like, what's the surprise? So I'm excited to see where it goes, and I will definitely update you guys in my next reading vlog, or probably before that in my monthly wrap up, what my final thoughts are on this book. Anyways, those are all the things I've been reading over the last 3 weeks, and some of the things I've been doing in my life over the last 3 weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading vlog, this little update. Let me know down in the comment section if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, or let me know what you have been reading over the last 3 weeks. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. That is all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye.